Welcome to my first long form video. Yay! This is the first time I'm, doing anything long form. I usually do short form videos, like shorts as you guys call them. I don't know. I usually do shorts though. I am excited. So today I have no script and I'm a beginner artist. Okay. I would like to mention those things. I have no script, so that means I'm probably gonna get off topic quite a lot actually, and I'm gonna probably edit all those moments out, but if I forget, that's why. If I forget to edit stuff, that's why. Another thing I would like to mention is that I am a beginner artist. I'm not that great at art and I have no reference photos, so if it's bad, it's bad, and I can't really do anything about that. So now that we have those two things out of the way, thank you so much for joining me on my first ever long form video, and let's get right down to it. Today I will be talking a little bit about the Amazing Digital Circus, but before that I'm going to give you a little rundown of all the episodes and kind of just what we learned from them and what they're about. Alright, let's get to it. So the first episode 1, is all about Pomni, and we meet Pomni on the first day of the circus. It's chaotic. It's like, she's like, how the hell do I leave this place? She is freaking out. Everyone else seems chill with it. She's confused. She just got here. I don't know. We learn about Pomni. We learn about how the circus works. There's a ringleader named Kane. We meet Jax, Gangle, Zooble, Kinger, Ragatha. We do not meet Kaufmo because we learn that he is abstracted. They kind of explain what that is. Abstraction is when you go crazy and you I can't say that on YouTube. And you I'll write it out for you in my messy ass handwriting. Give me a minute. Kind of what you do when you abstract. I can't really say that out loud. I don't want to get demonetized on the first. I can't even get monetized. What am I yapping about? So basically, the Amazing Digital Circus is a trap. That's all you should be getting from that. Episode 2 was about how episode 2 was called Candy. It was about Candy Carrier Kingdom, Candy Chaos Kingdom, whatever the fuck it's called. I don't remember. Or whatever the hell it's called. That's not any better. Why did I say that? So the Candy Carrier Kingdom had a princess named Lou. They were running low on syrup, maple syrup, which was like their antidote. There's this dude named Gummy Goo. We meet him. Pomni falls in love with him, which I find a little strange. So Pomni falls in love with him, and she's all, oh my god, there's Gummy Goo. You should come back to the fucking circus with us because I'm a fucking idiot. Stuff like that. She didn't say all that. I did. Hot take, I don't really like Pomni. I'm sorry to say this on my first day of long form videos. I just don't think Pomni is that great. I think that there are better characters out Jax. I think there are better characters out there. I don't know. Another thing I would like to mention is in that episode, I don't remember much about it, but I do remember that there wasn't enough Bubble. We saw like one scene with him in it, and that kind of pisses me off because Bubble is Bubble, man. Like, if you don't have Bubble, what do you have? Nothing. Nothing at all. And what I find strange, at least, is that we don't really get to see, what happens after Jax let the fudge in to the gates. I wish we could see more, or at least get like a follow-up episode, like with Gummy Goo half bitten or something like that. But sadly, that didn't happen because the NPCs reset. 3 was all about how Pomni was... Episode 3 was centered around, Pomni and Kinger. So Kinger and Pomni kind of go down to the Mildenhall Manor. They choose the hard route because they forgot which door the easy route was, because Jax sucked up the it sucked up the ghost dude that was supposed to be the tour guide with a vacuum cleaner. So now that they have no tour guide, they forgot which door was the good door and the bad door. So Jax throws... I haven't seen that episode in a while, so I forgot. Jax throws something down there. I think it was like Kinger, maybe? Or Gangle's Happy Mask. It was Gangle's Happy Mask. And so they go, and so Kinger is like, I'll get it for you, but Pomni is attached to Kinger. So Pomni goes with Kinger, and Gangle, Jax, and Ragatha are up in the easy route, and Pomni and Kinger are not in the easy route. They are in the hard route. So they meet this dude named something Mildenhall, forgot it, and he killed an angel. They get sent to hell. We learn Kinger has a wife, which wife alert, Kinger has a wife. So yeah, we also learned that Kinger would make an excellent father, which he does. He makes an excellent father. Now, episode 4 was about fast food. Gangle, like Gangle's fragile sense of authority. Nothing you can really say about that there. Do we learn anything lore critical? No. We learned that Ragatha had horses at one point in her life, but we don't really get depth on that because she was high when she said that. So, the next episode 5. Yeah, that's right. So it's called Untitled. We get more backstory for the characters, and we learn that Ragatha did have horses. She had a farm. She had a stable with horses. She was a rich bitch. We learned Zubu was a bartender. We learned that Gangle worked in fast food. As a manager, we learned. We also learned that Zubu was a tattoo artist. Sorry. Tattoo artist and a bartender. We learned that I already said that. Pomni was a store clerk for a grocery store. And Jax was just Jax. And Kinger, we didn't really learn anything about. Which I kind of want to say that we should have known more about Kinger in that episode, because he was in the dark, or it was very dim in that noir setting for the bar. I think that Kinger should have been able to tell us at least one or two things about his past. Pomni reminds us that Kinger has a wife. Okay, that's great. Next episode 6, is They All Get Guns. That episode was all about how they all got guns and started shooting each other. Do we learn any lore there? No. Except that Jax has trypophobia. He's scared of lots of little holes, like tiny little baby dots. Comment down below if you have trypophobia, because I want to know. Now, the next episode 7, was the beach episode, where they all go to the beach, and Kane sets up a little adventure for them that sends Drax. Who is Drax? That sends Drax in a furious flight of fancy. He goes a little cray-cray and decides to hit the stay button. I think the blue button was the stay button and the red button was the leave button. I think. About right. So we hit the red button, and so everyone is now trapped in the circus, but not to worry, because they were always going to be trapped in the circus, because that was an adventure. An adventure. So, now that we've got the adventure out of the way, they're all very paranoid, and episode 8 comes along. Episode 8 is all about how they recover from that little stunt, and how Kane goes a little insane, as some of you might say, in Kane. Okay, I'll stop. But Kane goes a little cray-cray, wackadoo, and he starts talking shit. He starts causing harm on purpose to the people in the circus. He throws knives at Pomni, etc., etc. We learn that C&A is a real company. But we also learned later on, like after the show finished, that C&A got shut down because of Kane. By Gooseworks. Gooseworks said it, but I don't know if that's true or not, because Gooseworks do be trolling. But in that episode, we learn the lore of C&A and how Kinger used to work there with Scratch, the real name, which I forgot as well. Yeah. Moving on to the episode that I'm going to focus on the most, episode 9. The finale, or Remember, whatever you want to call it. So, episode 9 was heated. It was just Jax on top of Jax, on top of Jax, on top of Jax, on top of Jax, on top of Jax. But, I did a voiceover for an episode 9 scene, so that's on my shorts page. Go check that out. Go check it out. Anyway, yes, a shameless plug right there. Okay, so Jax, it's all about him. It's all about her. Sorry. It's all about Jax. That episode talks about how Jax is emotionally troubled, and we all know that. I've been seeing a lot of people saying, ew, I hate that the episode's all about Jax. I wish it was about Kinger, or Zubul, or Scratch, or the Abstracteds. It needed to be about Jax. Jax is so emotionally traumatized by the whole circus, and I know everyone else is too, but Jax especially. I mean, we needed a little more Jax lore, because we had none, and now we have some. We probably have all of it. We learned in that episode that Jax sorry. According to Gooseworks, Jax goes by he, she pronouns. So, I'm not technically misgendering anyone. So, Jax is not doing too good. She abstracts, and Pomni goes inside her mind. Now, this is the part that makes me a little upset, because Gooseworks did a great job. Episode 9 was spectacular. I loved Episode 9, unlike the Episode 9 haters. I thought it was pretty good. You know what? It was good. But here's the part that gets me. When Jax talks about her past, with Ribbit, right? The part that makes me mad is the fact that she shoved her off. I mean, Ribbit was just trying to be a good friend. Ribbit was just trying to be there for Jax and keep the secret safe. But it's not the fact that she shoved him off, or she shoved her off, but it's the fact that she felt compelled to shove Ribbit off. You know what I'm saying? Like, the minute Kaufmo walks in, she shoves Ribbit off. I don't know, it just makes me so sad. Also, Gooseworks said that if Kaufmo hadn't interrupted Jackson Ribbit's thing, something very homosexual would have occurred. So, but it's the fact that Jax even felt compelled to shove Ribbit off was a little jarring to me. 'Cause, like, what did she go through in her childhood? We know what she went through. But I don't love the fact that she shoved Ribbit off. I'm sorry I'm focusing on this so much, but it needs to be said. Parents were really that bad? She would hate therapy. Golly. But I think that's what she would benefit from the most, probably. I'm no expert in mental health, but I feel like maybe that Jax would benefit from therapy and talking to someone who listens, right? Let's move on. So Jax talks about her past. She says that she has parents who got divorced when she was in high school, and her dad left. She could never live up to her dad's expectations, and her mom was kind of emotionally abusive. She talked about how her mom would laugh at her and berate her and, all the stuff that Ragatha's mom would do. So I wonder if they came from, like, maybe cousins or something. Like Ragatha's mom is the cousin of Jackson's mom or something. Jackson? Who is Jackson? Jax's mom or something like that. But that's just always a thing I've wondered about. So we learn that Jax copes with the parental situation by making a joke out of everything else, and Ragatha copes with the parental situation by being nice to everyone and caring about everyone. So 2 very different coping methods. Both of them are valid, but don't make a fool of yourself. okay? If you're going to make a fool of other people, at least try not to make a fool of yourself. Stray away from coping like Jax does. You want, obviously, it's not voluntary for the most part. But Jax seems to know. Jax seems to know what she is doing with the whole violence and screwing around with people. She literally said it. But what I would like to mention is that her parents probably had a role in that, like screwing with people. It makes me wonder what they did for work and stuff, God, I'm tired. So, the Amazing Digital Circus ends up with Kane coming back. Why the fuck did Kane come back? He wasn't supposed to be there in the first place. Kinger deleted him. I don't like that Kane came back. I wish that Bubble at least came back with Kane, because then at least it would be a good ending. But no, Bubble didn't come back with Kane. Kane came back. Bubble did not. At least, yeah, no, Bubble did not come back. And I love Bubble. Bubble is, if you've seen my shorts, which, maybe go check those out. I rate Bubble almost a 10 out of 10 almost every single time. That's just because Bubble is too good. I mean, you can't turn down a Bubble, right? Just too damn good. Sometimes, I don't know. Ignore me. I'm just yapping. Let me yap. So, my thoughts on the last episode, I gave you the rundown. I gave you some of my thoughts, but my overall layout of the thoughts was that The Amazing Digital Circus, the last act, or Remember, was good. There is no denying that. It was good. The character arcs were good. The dialogue was real. The only two complaints I have is that Jax did not come back and that Kane did. Those are my only two complaints. Kane coming back was possibly the worst decision, because Kinger deleted Kane. It pisses me off that if Kane can come back, why can't the Abstracteds? Like, it makes me upset. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe. And tell me what you want to see next, because I don't know what to post next. This was kind of my only idea. Also, thank you for almost 500 subs, or 400 subs. I will make a thank you video when I actually hit that mark. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to, go watch some of my other shorts. And, yeah, that's kind of it. Have a beautiful day, and I will see ya when I see ya.